Okay, let's move on to question number 24. Why are availability domains within the same OCI region connected to a low latency, high bandwidth network? Let's look into the options. Option A, to allow high availability connectivity and building replicated systems. Inter-domain connectivity enables resilient architectures by supporting replication and failover across isolated domain. Might be the potential answer. Let's pen it. Option B, to reduce the need of encryption between domain. Encrypted requirements are independent to network speed or bandwidth between domains. Not the potential answer. Moving on to option C, to ensure all domains share the same infrastructure. Availability domains are designed to be isolated. They do not share infrastructure. So, not the potential answer. Option D, to increase the likelihood of simultaneous failures. The network design aims to reduce failure impact, not increase simultaneous outages. So, not the correct answer again. So, option A will be the correct answer. Okay, let's move on to question number 25. What is an identity domain in OCI? Let's look into option. Option A private subnet used to secure network communication. Private subnet are part of networking, not identity management. So, not a correct choice. Let's look into option B, a firewall service that control access to OCI resources. Firewall control traffic flows, not user identity or access policies. So again, wrong choice. Moving on to option C, a physical data center that store user credential are stored securely but not in a physical data center labeled as identity domain. Again, wrong choice. Moving on to option D, a logical container for managing users and group. An identity domain is an OCI is a logical boundary used to organize and manage users, groups, and access policy. Might be the potential answer, and option D will be the answer. Okay, moving on to question number 26. What is a recommendation best practice for OCI tenancy administrator? Let's look into the options. Option A, avoid creating multiple compartments to simplify resource management. Using multiple compartments improves resources isolation and access control. Not the potential answer we are looking for. Moving on to option B, use the tenancy administrator account for all daily operations, should be delegated, and tenancy admin accounts are reserved for governance. So again, not the correct answer. Moving on to option C, always enforce multi-factor authenticated MFA for identity security. Enforcing MFA strengthening accounts protection and aligns with OCI security best practice. Might be a potential answer. Let's spin it. Option D, all users to manage policies without restriction. Unrestricted policies manage risk misfiguration and security breaches. Not the correct answer again. So option C will be the correct answer. Okay, let's move on to question number 27, which is not a component of an identity and access management policy statement in an Oracle cloud infrastructure. Let's look into options. Option A, action verb defines what operation is permitted or denied in the policy. Not the correct choice. Moving on to option B, data backup frequency. Backup schedules are potential parameters, not a part of IMN syntax. So again, might be a option. Let's spin it. Moving on to option number C. Location specifies the scope or compartment where the policy applies. Not the option we are looking for. Option D. Resource type identities the OCI services or object the policy of the governor. Again, not the correct choice. So option B will be the correct one. Okay, moving on to question number 28. Which statement best describes the default authorization behavior for users and the group in OCI identity and access management. Let's look into the options. Option A, access to resource inexplicably granted in policies, otherwise it is denied by default. OCI IAM enforce and deny by default model requiring explicit policy statement to authorize access for users and group. Might be the potential answer. Keep it. Moving on to option B. Users and groups are automatically granted access all resources. OCI behavior OCI does not auto grant access. All permission must be defined via policy. So wrong choice. Option C. Users and group must request from administrator for each resource. Access is governed by policy statements, not manual requested per resources. So again the wrong choice. Option D. Users and group are granted access based on their rules without the need of policy. Rules are alone granted access. Policy must explicit authorize action. Again wrong choice. So option E will be our correct choice. Okay, moving on to question number 29. Where is cryptographic operation performed for a vault master encryption key protected by the hardware security model? Let's look into the options. Option A, on the HSM. Cryptographic operation for HSM protect vault master keys are securely executed within the hardware security model itself. Might be the potential answer. Let's spin it. Option number B, on the client initiate request but don't perform key operation for HSM protecting keys. Not the correct choice. Option C, on the server, OCI server may manage access but don't execute cryptographic logic for HSM keys. Again wrong choice. Option C. Option D, on the cloud, OCI servers may manage access but don't execute cryptographic graphics logic for HSM keys. Again the wrong choice. So option A will be our correct choice. Okay, moving on to question number 30. Which feature is not provided by Oracle Cloud Infrastructure Security Zone? Option A, restriction resources creation based are predefined security policies. Security zone enforces policy based restriction on resource setup. So not the potential answer we are looking for. Moving on, option B, storing and managing encryption keys and secrets. Keys and secret management is handled by OCI Vault, not security zone. Might be a potential answer. Let's keep it. Moving on to option C, security automatical enforcing security best practice. Security zone applies automated rules to maintain secure configuration. Might be a not the potential answer we're looking for. Moving on to option D, continuous monitoring for security posture. Security zone continuous check for compliance and risk exposure. Now the potential answer we're looking for. So option B will be the correct choice. Okay, moving on to question number 31. How does OCI ensure data encryption for stored and transmitted data? Moving on to option number A. OCI provide default encryption for store at rest and in transit. OCI automatically ensure data during storage and transmission. Might be a potential answer. Let's keep it. Moving on to option B. Data is encrypted only in transit but not at rest. OCI is also encrypted data at rest by default. So the potential answer. Option C. Only customers can manage encryption keys through third-party services. OCI offers built-in key management via default vault along with customer option. Not the potential answer again. Moving on to option D. Encryption must be manually emblemed for each storage bucket. Encryption is inbuilt for default across storage services. Not the correct option again. So option A will be the correct choice. Okay, moving on to question number 32. Which Oracle Cloud Infrastructure Services is responsible for securing, storing, and managing encryption keys and secret? Option A, Cloud Guard. Cloud Guard monitors and responds to security threat, not key management. So not the potential answer we are looking for. Option B, Vault. Vault manages encryption keys and secret with secure lifecycle controls. Might be the potential answer. Let's keep it. Option C, Security Advisor offers recommendation but doesn't store sensitive credentials. The potential answer we are looking for. Option D, Security Zones enforce secure configuration, not secrets or key storage. So not the correct answer again. So option B, Vault is the correct one. Okay, moving on to question number 33. Which security services in OCI helps protect against distribution denial of services attack? Option A, OCI Bastion provides secure access to private intents and not trafficking filtering. So not the correct choice. Option B, OCI Vault manages encryption keys and security, not network protection. Again, the wrong choice. Option C, OCI Cloud Guard monitors security posture but doesn't block DDoS traffic. So not the correct choice again. Moving on, option D, OCI Web Application Firewall filters malicious traffic and migrates DDoS threats at the edge. So this will be our potential answer, option D. Okay, moving on to question number 34. Which features does the Oracle Cloud Infrastructure Compute Service leverage for ensure high availability for application? Moving on to options. Option A, fault domain. Isolate intent across physical hardware to improve availability. Might be a potential answer. Option B, data guard. Providing disaster recovery for data, not compute intense aging. Now the potential answer we're looking for. Golden Gate, used for data replication, not infrastructure level availability. Again, the wrong choice. Option D, real application cluster. RAC enhance database availability, not general compute workload. Now the potential answer again. So option A, fault domain will be the correct one. Okay, moving on to question number 35. What is the key advantage for using virtual nodes in an OCI Kubernetes engine cluster? Option A, they allow a seamless Kubernetes experiences, reducing operation overhead. Virtual nodes abstract infrastructure management for simplified operations. Might be the potential answer. Let's keep it. Moving on to option B. They require manual upgrades for the data plan infrastructures. Virtual nodes are managed by OCI and do not require manual updates. So not the correct choice. Moving on to option C. They provide more configuration flexibility as compared to managed nodes. Managed nodes offer more customization. Virtual nodes prioritize simplicity. So again, not the correct choice. Option D. They can only be used in basic cluster. Virtual nodes are supported in standard cluster, not limited to basic setup. Again, the wrong choice. So option E will be the correct one. Okay, moving on to question number 36. What is the primary purpose of an Oracle Cloud Infrastructure function? To store and manage files is handled in an object storage, not function. Not the correct choice. Moving on to option B. To deploy and manage virtual machines, VM management is done via OCI compute, not function. Again, the wrong choice. Option C. To execute code in response to event or HTTP requests. OCI function execute event triggered code without requiring server provisioning or infrastructure management. Might be the potential answer. Let's keep it. Option D, to provide managed database services. Database services are separate for serverless compute. So again, the wrong choice. So option C will be the correct one. Okay, let's move on to question number 37. What does the term flexible shape refers to an OCI compute? Let's move on to option. Option A, the name of an Oracle Services compute option. Several compute options refers to OCI function, not flexible shapes. So not the correct choice. Moving on to option B, flexible shapes let you adjust OCPUs and memories to match workload requirement without changing the VM type. Not the potential answer we're looking for. Okay, moving on to question number 37. What does the term flexible shape refers to an OCI compute? Option A, the name of an Oracle Services compute option refers to an OCI function, not a flexible shape. So not the correct choice. Let's move on to option B. The capability of the customized to the number of OCPUs and the amount of memory for certain VM shapes are flexible shapes let you adjust OCPUs and memory to match work overloads requirement without changing the VM type. Might be the potential answer. Let's keep it. Moving on to option C, the ability to run OCI compute without defining CPU or memory. CPU and memory must be specified, not flexible configuration. So not a potential answer again. Let's move on to option D, a container orchestration services built on Kubernetes. Kubernetes orchestration services refers to an OCI container engine for Kubernetes, not flexible shapes. So again, the wrong choice. So option B will be the correct one. Moving on to question number 38, which of the following is not a use case suitable for OCI container intents? Option A, performing automation tasks for cloud operation. OCI container intents are well suitable for lightweight automation jobs. Not the potential answer we're looking for. Moving on to option B, running AIPs and web application. OCI Container Instance supports stateless services like APIs and web apps. So now the potential answer again. Option C, running data and media processing job. OCI Container Instance are ideal for branch or stream processing in isolated containers. Now the potential answer again. Moving on to option D, running containerized apps for Kubernetes. Kubernetes workloads require orchestration, not standalone containers. So might be the potential answer, and option D will be the correct one. Okay, let's move on to question number 39, which is not a type for intents offered by the Oracle Cloud Infrastructure Compute Services. Option A, bare metal, provides full physical servers access with no virtualization overhead. Might not be a potential answer. Let's skip it. Option B, dedicated virtual machine host, allows hosting multiple VMs on a dedicated physical server. Not the correct one we are looking for. Option C, nano instance is not an OCI supported instance type. Doesn't exist in a catalog. Might be a potential answer we're looking for. Let's keep it. Option D, virtual machine, standard virtual machine offering with flexible shape and configuration. Again, not the right choice. So option C will be the correct one. Okay, let's move on to question number 40. Why might you choose to use container instead of virtual machine? Option A, containers are less flexible in terms of resource allocation. Containers are actually more flexible and scalable in resource usage. So not the correct choice. Option B. Container provide better isolation than virtual machines. Virtual machine offers stronger isolation via hyperversion. Container isolate in the processing level. So not the correct choice again. Option C. Containers requires more resource to run, are more lightweight than VMs, not heavier. Not the potential answer again. Option D. Containers allow for fast startup time and more efficient resource usage. Containers launch quickly and use system resources more efficiently. So this will be our correct choice, and option D is the correct one. Okay, let's look into question number 41. Which performance level is not available in the Oracle Cloud Infrastructure Block Volume Services? Balance. Balance is a default for performance tier offering in a mix, cost efficient and moderate IOPS. So not the correct choice we are looking for. Moving on to option B. Low performance is not an actual performance level in OCI block volume services. Might be a potential answer, let's keep it. Ultra high performance is designed for workload with highest IO demands. Now the potential answer we're looking for. So option D, higher per appears to a typo of high performance, which is valid tier. So not the correct choice again. So option B, low performance is the correct one. Okay, let's move on to question number 42. What is the main purpose of OCI data transfer services? Facilitating Facilitating offline bulk data transfer to OCI using disk or application. OCI data transfer services embeds online migration for large dataset to cloud using physical disk or appliance. Might be a potential answer. Let's keep it. Migration container engine cluster between regions use different OCI tools, not data transfers. So not the correct choice. Option C. Encryption data backup in block volumes is handled by OCI backups and Vault services. So again, wrong choice. Option D. Creating multiple copies for object across regional automatically. Object replication managed by object storage replication policies do not transfer services. So again, the wrong choice. So option A will be the correct one. Okay, let's look into question number 43. What is the main purpose of the auto tiering feature in Oracle Cloud Infrastructure Object Storage? Giving real-time usage analysts are handled by other services like OCI logging and monitoring. So not the correct choice. Moving on to option number B, allowing unlimited data access patterns. Auto tiering adapts to access frequency, not unlimited patterns. Again, the wrong choice. Moving on to option number C, reducing storage cost by moving object between standard and infrequent access tier. Reducing storage cost by automatically shifting influently accessed object to the influent access tier. Might be a potential answer. Let's keep it. Option D, removing storage fees for large object. Removing storage fees for large object fields apply for auto tiering only optimized tier placement. Again, the wrong choice. So option C will be the correct one. Okay, let's move on to question number 44. In an Oracle Cloud shared security model, what is the Oracle responsible for? Option A, managing and securing the physical infrastructure and underlying cloud services. Oracle is responsible for securing the physical infrastructure and the core cloud services that support the OCI platform. Might be a potential answer, let's keep it. Moving on to option number B, controlling user access policies within customer accounts. Customers defines and manage access policies within their tenancy. So not the correct choice we are looking for. Option C, configuring IAM policies for all customers automatically. IAM policies are customer managed and not auto configured by Oracle. So again the wrong choice. Option D, securing data stored in an object storage. Data security is a customer responsibility under the share model. Again the wrong choice. So option A will be the correct one. Okay, let's move on to question number 45. What is an identity domain in OCI? Option A, a physical data center that store user credential. Identity domains are illogical construct, not physical infrastructure. So again, not the correct choice. Option B, a logical container for managing users and group. An identity domain is an logical container used to manage users, group, roles, and access policy within an OCI. So might be a potential answer. Let's keep it. Option C, a firewall service that control access to OCI resources. Firewalls are managed via network security services, not identity domain. So again, the wrong choice. Moving on to option D, a private subnet used for securing network communications. Subnets are part of VCNs, unrelated to identity management. Again, the wrong choice. So option B will be the correct one. Okay, moving on to question number 46. What is the advantage of storing secrets in a vault in an Oracle Cloud infrastructure? Let's look into the options. Option A, it's eliminate the need for authentication token. Vault stores tokens securely but doesn't eliminate their use. So not a potential answer. Moving on to option B, it provides greater security than storing them in a code or configuration files. Storing secrets in OCI vaults offer stronger security and embedding them in a code or configuration file. Might be a potential answer. Let's keep it. Moving on to option C, it automatically generates new secrets. Vaults support rotation and generation, but that's not the primary advantage. So not the correct choice. Moving on to option D, it makes secret easier to access in code. Vault access requires secure integration, not simplified access. So not the correct choice. So option B will be the correct one. Okay, let's move on to question number 47. Which type of load balancing policies is supported by Oracle Cloud Infrastructure Load Balancer? Let's look into the options. Option A, round weighted. Round weighted is not a valid OCI load balancer policy name, likely mispronouncing for weight round robin. So not the correct choice. Let's look into option B, weighted least connection. It's not listed as a standalone support policy for OCI load balance. So again, wrong choice. Moving on to option number C, random. OCI does not support random traffic distribution. So not the correct choice again. Option D, weighted round robin. Weighted round robin is a supported OCI load balancer policy that distribution traffic based and assign backend weights. So this is the correct answer, option D. Okay, let's move on to question number 48. Which statement based describes preemptible VMs in OCI? Let's look into the options. Option A, they are short-lived instances offered at lower cost which can be reclaimed by OCI. VMs offer discounted pricing and can be terminated by OCI. So might be a potential answer. Let's keep it. Option B, They automatically upgrade their operating system without user action. OS upgrades are user managed, not automatically featured for preemptive VMs. So, not the correct choice. Option C. They provide a dedicated physical server with no interpretation. Dedicated physical server describes bare metal instance, not preemptive VMs. So, not the correct choice again. Option D. They are permanent instances that cannot be shut down by OCI, are explicitly designed to interpretable and reclaimable. So option D will be not the correct choice. So option A will be the correct one. Okay, let's look into question number 49. What is the key feature of an Oracle Cloud Infrastructure function? Let's look into question option A. It requires manual provisioning from compute instance. OCI function is serverless and does not require manual provisioning. So, not the correct choice. Option B. It is limited to running only Java application. OCI function supports multiple programming language, not just Java, making it versatile for diverse application needs. So again the wrong choice. Option C. It's require extensive infrastructure administration. Infrastructure is abstract away, no admin effort needed. So again the wrong choice. It automatically applies operation system software patches and upgrades. OCI function handle OS updates automatically as part of its managed services. So option D will be the correct choice.